G'day folks. Well, just a little roundup of some of the stories that I've seen in the news this week relating to primarily EVs this week. But the usual net zero nonsense still continues and we can't get away from it. Interesting what's happening in the UK. I don't know where Ed Miliband is going to end up. Let's hope he's taken as far away from energy and climate policy as it's possible to get, because that's the only way that he'll be safe. Let's lock him up somewhere where he can't do any more damage. Let's take a look at some of the EV stories that we've had this week. And one of the things that I've always said is that if you buy one of these random Chinese brands that have just come to Australia, you are going to get what you pay for. There's no real service network. There's probably no parts available. You'll be lucky if you can get repairs done. And guess what? That's exactly what's happened. Dealers warn EV drivers of repair and refund delays under warranty from new brands. Drivers are being left stranded without transport for months, waiting for repairs, refunds or loan cars under warranty from overseas brands new to Australia and inexperienced with local consumer protection laws, i.e. they've got no idea what the local consumer protection laws are and they just think that they can get away with not doing anything. Dealerships are sounding the alarm about their growing struggle to get timely authorization to fix faults and repairs in cars from new manufacturers that have been bringing electric vehicles, EVs and other heavily software-reliant cars into the market. More than 1 in 3 cars sold in Australia were hybrid or electric in June. I mean, it's absolute insanity, isn't it? What people will do when they're told by the government, oh, just buy an electric car. Okay. While the number of models available has grown to more than 150 across more than 40 brands. What are the chances that one of those 40 brands, in fact, whether any of those 40 brands will be able to support the repairs and warranty claims and service requests that these owners are going to come up with? It's absolutely unbelievable. But dealers have warned Australian car owners are typically being left waiting 6 to 8 weeks for consumer rights to be enforced due to delays for parts, authorization or other warranty issues that must be signed off by the manufacturers. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Look at the shares. This diagram shows you clearly BYD has gone from 3.8 to 8.6%. Chery, GWM, Kia, and Ford, Mazda, Mitsubishi and Toyota all down. Well, you get what you pay for, quite frankly. There are now calls to the federal government to update the Australian consumer law to ensure it is fit and for purpose to handle the complexities of modern car repairs and a more diverse market. So we're going to change the laws to fit the manufacturers. Well, you know what I say. Always buy a good used petrol or diesel car, maintain it well and keep it as long as you can, and you won't have to deal with all this nonsense, and you'll keep your local independent mechanic in business as well with the repairs and servicing that you'll inevitably need. If you want to help this channel push back against all the EV and net zero insanity we're suffering at the moment, just click that subscribe button down below right now. It doesn't cost anything and it really helps this channel cut through the noise. And if you click the bell icon and enable all notifications, you won't miss out on any future videos. Thanks a lot. And another thing that you could end up experiencing is buying a car from 2026 that turns out to be from a previous year because, well, who knows? Let's find out. BYD sold last year's cars as new 2026 models. BYD is offering full refunds after delivering 1,265 Australian buyers 2025 built EVs instead of 2026 models. A clerical error costing the brand millions. BYD's rapid expansion just hit a massive self-created speed bump. Down under, the Chinese automaker has been caught delivering over 1,200 vehicles built in 2025 to customers who explicitly signed for and paid for brand new 2026 models. The blunder affects exactly 1,265 buyers across Australia. BYD customers who took delivery of popular models, including the Atto 3 crossover, Sea Lion SUV, and the Shark pickup truck, checked their documentation only to find their new cars were effectively a year old before they even left the dealer lot. BYD is blaming an internal administrative mistake. The automaker claims its system improperly recorded the date the vehicles were shipped from the factory rather than the date they actually rolled off the assembly line. Well, who knows if these are actually new cars from China or whether they have actually been registered already in China once and then shipped off to morons like us in Australia to buy them so that the Chinese manufacturers can meet their targets. I mean, who knows what happens with these brands, quite frankly. I can guarantee that out of those 40 that are in Australia right now, there'll probably be about 3 left in 10 years' time, if that. But, you know, good luck getting a service or parts for those cars in 10 years' time when the brands have evaporated. And like I've said previously on this channel many times, the EV mandates in Europe are basically going to put an end to the European automotive industry. Most of the manufacturers will not survive the influx of cheap Chinese junk EVs that they can't possibly compete with. And we're already seeing some of this already happening in Europe, as we can see from this next article. Volkswagen planning to cut up to 100,000 jobs globally. I mean, you can't survive that, can you? I mean, it's unbelievable. The chief executive of the German car giant Volkswagen Group has confirmed it is looking to cut up to 100,000 jobs, twice as many as previously stated. The group, which includes Porsche, Audi, Seat and Skoda, as well as the VW brand, had previously said it would axe some 50,000 posts in Germany by 2030. It suffered a steep decline in profits last year, the result of falling sales in key markets, as well as increasing competition from Chinese brands moving into Europe. In a widely reported memo to staff, Chief Executive Oliver Blumer said the group's costs were 20% higher compared to rival businesses, and it would need to reduce its outgoings even further. This, he said, would mean a theoretical loss of 50,000 jobs worldwide. We're currently assessing across all brands, companies and regions how many adjustments are actually necessary and feasible, he said. We need to become more efficient, more robust and simpler. We must reduce our costs. Well, the reality is they're never going to be able to compete with Chinese brands pushing junk EVs into Europe and undercutting the prices. They're disposable products, of course. They'll last about 3 years before they break or the software won't update anymore. And rather than buying a car that you can keep and maintain, these will just be disposable items like smartphones in future. Meanwhile, Chinese brands have been moving aggressively onto international markets, introducing new technologies while benefiting from lower production costs than European rivals. This has added to the pressure on established brands to keep their own costs under control and slashed profit margins. In late 2024, after threats of mass strikes, VW reached an agreement with the German trade union IG Metall to cut 35,000 jobs at its namesake brand by 2030 in a socially responsible manner, with another 15,000 jobs to go at its other brands. The plans now under discussion appear to go much farther. Well, it's probably going to be the end of Volkswagen as a brand. I can't imagine that BMW, Mercedes, any of those other European brands will be far behind. Well, if you love your combustion car as much as I do, and you want to display your anti-EV credentials to your Tesla-owning neighbours, why not check out the MGUY store, where you can pick up some cool No EVs merch, like mugs, caps and t-shirts. Check out the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. As The Telegraph writes in this article, which is a long read, I won't go into it in too detail, but you can take a look at it in the link. R.I.P. Volkswagen, the downfall of a German giant. Once mighty car maker stares into the abyss as China threatens to devour European industry. Oh, this just repeats everything I've been saying. Oliver Blumer, the 58-year-old chief executive of Volkswagen Group, has lived and breathed the mighty German car industry for 3 decades. After training as an engineer, he began his career in the body shop of Audi, honing his skills at a time when German cars were still the first and last word in automotive excellence. He surely couldn't have imagined or wanted his stellar VW trajectory to end up like it did last week. After rising through the ranks via Audi, Seat and Porsche, there was Blumer warning his staff of job cuts and factory closures and fighting with politicians and union bosses. But he has no choice. In its 90th year, VW faces an existential threat. For decades, VW has ridden on the coattails of a rising China. The Chinese bought Volkswagens, Audis and Porsches in their millions, swelling the company's profits and seemingly securing the future. Then the music stopped. Chinese car makers came of age, and their cheap and sophisticated electric vehicles blew the Germans away, first in China and now increasingly everywhere else. And none of this would have happened, of course, if we hadn't had the electric vehicle mandates, pushing a technology that is overly reliant on foreign manufacture. 90% of EV batteries are made in China. It was so foreseeable that this is how the European car industry would finally capitulate. But here we go. Pushing a technology that is overly reliant on foreign manufacture. 90% of EV batteries are made in China. It was so foreseeable that this is how the European car industry would finally capitulate. But here we go. We can see it happening right before our eyes. At least the US seems to have a bit of the right mindset when it comes to EVs, and that is that it is banning cars that have potential spying software in them, which is basically any car from China. As you can see, European electric car maker banned from the US over China links. Trump administration refuses to allow Polestar to sell vehicles under new import restrictions. European electric car maker Polestar will be forced to stop selling cars in the US within months as part of Donald Trump's crackdown on vehicles with Chinese parts. The Swedish luxury brand confirmed the US Commerce Department had refused to grant it permission to sell cars from 2027 under new import restrictions. The rules, brought in on national security grounds, block car makers from using any Chinese software or hardware that connects vehicles to the outside world. The ban spans everything from Bluetooth to Wi-Fi chips, cellular modules and satellite communications. American officials have previously claimed these could be used to collect sensitive data on unsuspecting drivers. Well, absolutely right. As we all know, those Chinese EVs are basically spying machines on wheels. That doesn't stop our cybersecurity minister here in Australia from driving around in a Chinese EV. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? All right, that's it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed the news roundup. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.